Hey, howdy, hey, it's your girl in TSW world. So it's been a minute again, and I'm celebrating my third year, and I'm on my second month of my third year. So wow, made it. This is what I look like right now. You can see real dry. Got this nice tight neck going on. Eyebrows are still a little spotty, but they're there, you know. We working on it. Hands. I've had my hands have like really freaked out in the last, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks, where they've gotten like crummy again. One of those blisters that just pops up, and I hate those. They're really ouchy. Here are my wrists. So hands and wrists have been really challenging again. I mean, really challenging compared to what they were 2 years ago. They're not very challenging. I can still use them, but challenging compared to where we were at. Like even last month, I was able to use my hands more, but now I just have to be more mindful of it. So not loving the hands right now, but no palm cracks. Remember back when we had palm cracks? We hated that. So I'm still able to like wash dishes and stuff. I just have to put gloves on and be like, yeah, more mindful. So yeah, let's jump into it. As far as symptoms have been going, the 2 areas since my last update that I have been kind of working on, I guess, or that have been most troublesome, have still been sleep for me, which is really frustrating. I thought that once we got to year 3, like I'm gonna be sleeping normally, but I've still been having a lot of insomnia problems, and I'm really not loving that at all. So I have been trying to focus on like hormonal health and sleep, and I think those are really tied together because corticosteroids are fake cortisol, which is a hormone that your body secretes as a stress response, but also is really important for hormonal regulation and is important for sleep. So that's why everybody going through TSW usually has so many problems with hormone swings and kind of moodiness, and then especially the insomnia. Cortisol plays a huge part in your whole sleep cycle. So I've been taking ginseng for the last like month, and I really do feel like that's been helping. It hasn't been like a night and day difference, but it really has helped a certain amount as far as it's been helping me get to sleep a little bit better, has been helping me just with hormonal issues as far as I've just been damp all the time again. And anybody who's gone through TSW knows what I'm talking about, where it's just, there's just this constant moisture on you and that you're emitting through your skin. During my first year, it was because my skin was like so broken. It was just like all of this moisture from my body was being emitted because I didn't really have skin to hold moisture inside of me. So that's not as big of a problem anymore, but it just feels kind of like these cold, clammy hormonal sweats all the time. So my clothes are always wet, and then if I sit down, the couch is kind of wet, and then my bed's always kind of wet, and it's just gross. So I do think that is now more hormonally related than not, and definitely my symptoms get a lot worse before and during my period, so that's not great. So I've just been trying to troubleshoot that with different stuff to see what sticks, and I definitely think that ginseng's been helpful. So I'll link in the description if you're interested at all in trying something new. No pressure. I mean, it's not gonna actually like shorten your withdrawal, but it might help specific symptoms if that sounds like you. I like this ginseng brand that I've been trying a lot, and you can do more research on that. This isn't a ginseng promo video. Yeah, still trying to take walks and keep moving, keep getting those lymphs going. I remember back my first year, and throughout my whole life, I've mentioned this in previous videos, every doctor I ever went to just for a physical would, you know, open your mouth and say, and be like, oh my gosh, you have such big tonsils. And like, yeah, welcome to the club. Everybody says that about me. But once again, related to being topical steroid addicted. And since going through withdrawal and being on withdrawal, I cannot tell you how much smaller and smoother my tonsils are. Like, I don't know where they are in relation to normal person tonsil sizes, but like it is crazy how small and smooth they are. So I think that is an awesome sign of overall lymphatic health getting better, because your tonsils are part of your lymph system and purge all kinds of yuckies out of your body. So I think that better tonsil health means that like overall my internal health is so much better. So that's really great. It feels good to like feel and see different parts of my body actually getting better. My energy is still like really pretty dang good. So like, especially once again, this is going to be a retrospective video since it's kind of my 3rd year celebration. My whole life, I've had issues with kind of chronic fatigue and feeling really just terrible all the time, like not being able to keep up with people, and like kids running the mile, I was always like barely able to run and make it. And it's just like, what's wrong with me? Like I clearly have some serious fatigue issues. days, and my energy just keeps coming back and back and back more and more the farther that I go through withdrawal. So that's super amazing and encouraging too, that like I am healing from the inside out. And I think it's pretty standard medicine that your body heals the insides before it heals the outside. So still kind of crusty and itchy, and my face has been like oozing after I'll itch again, but it's just temporary for like, I don't know, 5 minutes after an itch attack or something, and then it gets better. So it's not just like ooze all the time that's like uncontrollable. So there have been a few stinky oozy moments, but they are very small and far between. It's maybe just a few times a day. Still changing my sheets just about every night. I've just got enough oozy, bleedy places that it just feels nice to be in fresh sheets every night. But I have been able to leave my pillowcase cover on for, I'll change it twice a week or something. So that's really nice. I don't have to change that every single day. So that shows my face is doing so much better. I'm not just like oozing prolifically or have like all kinds of bleeding coming out of my face where I have to change my pillow. So positives. So still definitely highs and lows. I can take care of myself a lot better than I could, especially 2 years ago. I couldn't take care of myself literally at all. I couldn't feed myself. I was mostly blind. I couldn't use my hands. It was just helpless and super sad. So I taking care of my house so much better, and that feels wonderful. Like especially in the last 2 months, I feel like I've finally gotten to a groove where I can at least mostly keep up on stuff. Like I have to vacuum at least every other day still because I'm shedding enough, and I'm kind of anal about stepping in crunchy things because we're a barefoot household. So still like trying to vacuum every other day and make meals and all of that. I still have to try and capitalize on as much convenience as I can to help with meals, as far as like prepackaged salad that I can just kind of dress up versus washing lettuce and stuff. That's a little bit too hard for me yet. But I'm still making like lots of stir fries and fresh veggies and really focusing on nutritious stuff, but not going crazy where, once again, I don't think that your diet is going to have a huge effect on TSW unless it's like super junky. I think that's going to negatively affect you, but even the cleanest diet in the world is really not going to help your inflammation levels a ton. So still in my smoothies every morning. You can see I've got a lot of turmeric in here, and tons and tons of ginger. Still loving turmeric and ginger a lot. I feel like that's super good for overall inflammation, health, and my gut has definitely really been impacted by TSW. I know other people have spoken about that too, where I think that maybe your intestinal lining maybe undergoes TSW if you have a really severe case, and I think that's maybe the case for me. I don't know for sure, just kind of throwing something at the wall, but yeah, gut health is continuing to get better. As far as allergies, I definitely still have allergies and am hypersensitive to clothing still. Like I need to make sure that I'm keeping up on washing clothes, and I got a little too overambitious one week and was like, I want to wear a cute dress, and I'm sure it'll be fine if I like wear my zinc clothes underneath, and still got hives. So still have to be cautious about clothing and making sure that it's all cotton, and I would really love to look cuter. Honestly, it's really still hard, and I think it especially gets harder as time goes on. Like for the first year, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna look ugly for a year, whatever, I can do this. It's 3 years in and I'm still looking terrible, and I'm still like having people look at me in the grocery store with, I wouldn't say admiration, and it's like I'm doing my best. And like I was doing laundry the other day and I was just praying like, I just want to wear my cute sweatpants today. So they're like terry cloth on the inside, so they're like not as comfortable. But I was like, I just want to feel kind of cute today. So me wearing like my cute Vans and my cute sweatpants to the store is like a big accomplishment. So I still live in pajamas for most of the day and just try and keep things really loose and really easy to get in and out of, because especially kind of with this last crap out of my hands, and it's just like I don't want anything touching me. I don't want fabric touching me. Like it's just still really uncomfortable, and it's been really hard still being in so much discomfort and pain kind of every day still for 3 years. So doing so much better than year one, but it's like I'm ready to be better. I'm ready to be able to feel like a woman and feel cute and feel confident instead of just subsisting. And I don't know, when out with family and stuff, I still look like a schlub. And for the past 3 years, I've looked like a schlub. And it's like, I want you guys to know that I still want to look good for you guys, and this isn't how I want to be. So I don't know if you're familiar with the John Mayer song, In the Blood, but there's a line from there that I always liked that goes, how much of my brother does my brother want to be? And it's like, that's been helpful for me to think about in my life with other people around me, is nobody is exactly who they want to be, and we're all trying to be who we want to be. Like, I want to be outgoing and carefree and cheerful and positive and upbeat for other people and give them myself, but I'm still not really able to do that. So I think it's always good to remember that line and remember that everybody, even if, especially if they're not going through TSW, there's a certain amount of ourselves that we don't like and we're trying to overcome and that we don't want to be yet. So that's still a lot of me with TSW, and I wish it weren't, but it's just been a lesson in acceptance and patience, and that's kind of been the biggest way that I've been able to make it through my insomnia nights, is just be like, all right, can't do anything to change that. It's been 4 a.m. and I've been laying in bed wide awake for like 5 hours, but I can like change my response to it, and I can just accept this, that this isn't going to be like this forever, even though by like the 7th night in a row of you getting like 2 hours of sleep, it's like, can't this change? But it will. It's just not time for it to change yet. So just really trying to focus on accepting what is right now and trusting God specifically that his ways are best. I read another good quote just this past week. I've been working on needlepoint, and I'm going to do a little needlepoint sampler for a birthday gift. And the quote that I found that I'm going to embroider is, "He who loves most knows best." So if you believe in a personal God, he who loves most knows best. So I can truly just rest in that, and there doesn't mean that there's not rebellion in my heart, feeling like I do know best and I know my own timeline, and what's best for me is being well right now. I've been through this for 3 years. I'm very over this for 3 years, but he who loves most knows best. So I've just been focusing on reading as much as I can, and that's really a joy, and that's something that I hope that I never take for granted again, like having lost my eyesight for a solid year and not being able to do that sort of thing. Like, reading is so nourishing for me, so I'm very happy I can do that, and ordered a new book, and we'll keep trying to find positive ways of escapism and just kind of embracing escapism right now, like enjoying the world for as much as I can enjoy out of it. But if there's just a really hard day where I'm in tons of pain and I just kind of can't handle it, well, you know what, let's escape, and that's okay. Like, there's time in the future for all of us where we don't have to deal with TSW that we can look forward to. And if we just kind of have to muddle through and watch more TV than we want to and crappier movies than we want to, you know what, maybe that's just all we have right now. That's still kind of it for me, still trying to kind of just while away the time. And that feels bad, like it's been a lot of time so far that I've just kind of had to twiddle my thumbs and wish away. So I'm tired of wishing away time. I want to really enjoy time and like live to the fullest right now. And I am living to the fullest that I'm able to in this current situation. So I have to remember that, but I'd like to live objectively to the fullest that I can and go out and do fun young people things. And really, for me, it's been a loss of social connection just because I still am really uncomfortable in public, not necessarily with how I look. I've come to the point where I can really accept that now, where it's like, you know what, I look ugly and people are just gonna have to deal with it. And nobody really cares, especially people who know and love you, they really don't care. But people can think what they want. Well, I'm out, and I wish it weren't like that, but it is, and I just have to get over it. But I'd really like to be able to just have people over for a dinner party and be able to make it for the entire time and not have an itch attack, and be able to like cook more from scratch and just be able to thrive more. But I'm at least surviving. We are still surviving, not thriving, but we're getting closer to thriving every day, and we're looking to the future where we are going to thrive and we are going to sleep through the night. But it feels really far away, and it's been a really long time, guys. So yeah, I guess I'm not feeling necessarily as discouraged as just kind of out of gas on and off, where it's just like, I'm tired of this. So No new news really from me, just still kind of hanging in there, trying to find different little ways that I can enjoy life. Like if it's just turning on essential oil diffuser to kind of freshen up my stinky room because my skin still stinks. And it's like, well, that's self-care, right? So we're trying to find ways that we can enjoy the world and enjoy life in it as much as I'm able, and just be thankful and focus on gratitude. And that doesn't mean minimizing your suffering, because thankfulness is not minimizing your suffering, but just being thankful for what you can do and keeping everything in perspective. So I guess that's my 3-year, 2-month update. I hope everybody's doing great and keep hanging in there. I'm with you, right? We're all in this together.